Basically, Judge, I'm just going to go right down the flow. First, let's look at harms. My partner and I attacked their harms, and they still have not answered any of our attacks. So therefore, their answers are no longer relevant, and harm still stands. Next, let's look at inherency. My partner attacked inherency and said that it is reasonable to assume that over the past 5 years, Kip has made recovery and no longer needs help with the Hurricane X, so that they won't have to buy from us, especially considering that they aren't even buying from their own companies. So they never answered that attack, so therefore inherency still stands as well. Next, let's move on to solvency. My partner made attacks on solvency in her first speech, and in cross-acts, I asked if they will have a solvency card to back up what my partner had attacked, and they never brought forth that card. So therefore, our solvency taxes stand, and their solvency no longer applies. Next, let's move on to their advantages. They say that their advantage one, they say that they already are researching for cancer in Cuba, and we say that that doesn't mean that the 10 deaths is no longer is relevant, because it's 10 deaths versus millions of deaths due to cancer. So still their advantage, my attacks on their advantage one still stand, so therefore their advantage one no longer applies. Next, let's move on to their advantage two. They say that these people are going to be the 2,500 construction jobs that they're creating. There are people out there that specifically need these construction jobs. But in reality, if you're unemployed, you're just looking for any type of job that you can get, whether it's working at McDonald's or being a janitor at the high school. You're not specifically looking for a construction job at that point. So therefore, they can go out and get a job from the other 136.1 million jobs out there. And if they can't get one from that, then they're not looking hard enough. And basically, Judge, the affirmative team needs to make 3 claims in order to win the round. 1, the Cuban government can afford to buy the building materials from the United States. 2, the Cuban people are not dying from disease. And 3, the Cuban government will buy from the United States. Next, let's move on to what my partner said. My partner never said that she would buy supplies, and said that the Cuban government currently buys supplies from, that Cubans can currently buy supplies from Cuban companies, but the Cubans aren't buying from these companies because when the hurricanes hit, they rebuilt the houses there. So right now, the houses are fine. They're perfectly fine. There's no way that they would buy from the U.S. if they already have perfectly fine houses. In conclusion, Judge, I have showed you that how all the attacks still stand, and that they haven't really answered our attacks. So they no longer have harms, inherency, or solvency, planned, or any of their advantages. Their case is no longer there. Their case no longer exists. There is no reason to vote for the affirmative plea. I thank you for your time, Judge. Please vote negative.
We have no plan time.
Nope. So get up there and talk.
So what do we do? Do I literally have to stand up right now?
Technically, yes.
Technically, we just practice round. A few words from my partner. I've already got
At the end of a debate, I'm like,